So Guild Wars 2 is completely free now, which is pretty awesome. I put this video together just so, because there's going to be a bunch of new players coming in, because everybody knows it's free, so they can just download it and give it a go. So I've basically put this video together of me doing a bunch of different things. Right now I'm like trying to complete Ashford Plains, gonna get to level 29, or to level, I'm level 29 now. This video is just a few things in the background while I kind of talk about it, because I know a bunch of people are going to be searching Guild Wars 2 on YouTube now, that they know it's free, and I kind of want to capture a new audience, because I'm only level 30 and I've only been playing for a short amount of time. But yeah, I'm just going to be talking about Guild Wars 2 for a while and a few things that AreaNet have been saying. Just got to level 29. Oh yeah, this is one of the point of interests. That's kind of difficult to get to, but it's underground and people don't really know that. So maybe if you start playing Guild Wars 2 soon, you'll see this point of interest and you'll use this video as a point of reference, because I know a bunch of point of interests and vistas are so difficult to get to, and like YouTube, there aren't many YouTube videos saying them. So yeah, maybe you can get into this. So AreaNet have basically said that it's completely free, but they're kind of happy because although the game is completely free, other MMOs usually combat games being free, and you know they have to make money, so they kind of force microtransactions onto you. But Guild Wars said that if anyone can play Guild Wars 2 for free now, does that mean we're switching business models to free to play? Are we going to be one of those games that aggressively monetizes free players through microtransactions? Absolutely not. Guild Wars 2 remains the same game it has always been. We're making the core game experience free because we're confident that anyone who loves Guild Wars will buy Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns. Now I think that's pretty goddamn awesome, because I don't know, there's 5 million users who have bought Guild Wars 2, and if you don't know, Guild Wars 2 is a buy to play, which means you buy the game once and you've got it forever. It came out at around 50 or 60 quid and tons of people bought it at that price, and recently it's kind of, you know, gone down to 15 or 20 quid, which is what I bought it for. But I think because there's so many players already, and there's probably not a great amount of people joining new, like joining fresh, to make the game free means that they'll probably make more money and there'll be a better community, because instead of paying 20 quid for the game, you get the game for completely free. And then there's things like skins and armors that don't affect your gameplay, it's just cosmetic, but you can buy them, and that means you look awesome, and gems can cost between 15 quid to 20 quid, and if people keep on buying gems, AreaNet are going to make even more money than they would have just by selling the game for 20 quid. So I guess my kind of point is that if they were to sell the game and keep it at buy to play for 20 quid, people might just buy the game for 20 quid and then never buy anything else. But now it's free, people are more likely to buy even more items that come up to a worth of over 20 quid. So just on the money side of things, it's a smart move for Guild Wars. And then there's Heart of Thorns, which is the new expansion. The new expansion is going to bring a bunch of new things, including masteries for level 80. There's going to be a completely new storyline on top of being level 80. And there's going to be a brand new area. So the mastery system is exclusive to Heart of Thorns and is a system available to level 80 characters. Players can complete content and overcome challenges. They can do vistas, hard to find places, hard to find locations, defeat bosses, exploring like maps in their entirety, completing challenges and achievements. And by doing that, they can level up their mastery points and their mastery level. You can earn points before you're level 80, but you won't be able to spend them until you're actually level 80. Now, what do the mastery points lead to? The mastery points lead towards awarding your character with new abilities, such as learning how to hang glide, learning languages of civilizations of the jungle. So if you learn the languages and the runes of different civilizations, there might be hard to find areas and hard to find places that have stores or chests inside of them, and you can only unlock those areas with your mastery points. If you click on the little video there, you can go to the Guild Wars 2 YouTube channel and watch the point of interest videos where they explain Heart of Thorns and everything, including the mastery system and everything else. You can gain speed boosts in cities, which means you can get bonuses for crafting and reviving other people and picking up loot. So therefore, the masteries, the mastery tracks, and the mastery points are divided into different categories, one for core Guild Wars, and one for the Heart of Maguma content, which you get with Heart of Thorns. The mastery system seems like the best way to make the game a bit more expansive for people that are level 80 and want to kind of get higher levels, because one of the problems that this is tackling is gear grinding. A lot of people don't have problems with it, but in other MMOs, when you get to level 80 or when you get to the cap level of whatever the MMO is, then the MMO creators are going to bring out an expansion, which means all of the gear that you get in the new expansion replaces the previous expansion, or replaces the core game, meaning everything you've done up to then is kind of pointless. And then after a while, all of these expansions keep building up because they keep creating new ones. The people who join the game on a basis once 3 expansions have been released, and it's, you know, extremely hard for new players to catch up. And then there's the elite specializations, which is basically an upgrade for the professions that you already have in the game. When you're level 80 and you're a profession, I'm a Mesmer, but there's many different ones, including Guardian, Revenant, Warrior, Engineer, Ranger, Thief, Elementalist, and Necromancer, which already exist in the game. When you get to level 80, you can upgrade and become the elite specialization for that profession. This will open up a much wider area for progression of people that have already reached level 80. Overall, this seems like a smart way for the developers to get people to start playing Guild Wars 2 and to then move on to Heart of Thorns. This seems like a way for them to sell Heart of Thorns more than they would have been able to previously. Here on the website we can see all of the other things I haven't talked about, but you can check the website to look at them yourself, including things I've talked about already, like the mastery system, Heart of Maguma, which is the whole entire new open world, which will have a bunch of golden hearts for you to explore in, new vistas, new hero powers. It's basically an extension of the map that you already know, but you know, with a lot more different story and different experiences. And then there's elite specializations, the new profession, which we're all looking forward to. It looks fucking epic, so cool. There's a home for your guild halls. I haven't joined a guild yet, but I'm sure I'll probably join one or set one up with my mates. Player versus player experiences, new ones. World versus world experiences, there's new ones. And if you're on a free account, then you can't play World v World until you're level 60. But I haven't even started playing World v World, and I'm level 30. So I don't imagine anybody needing to play World versus World. One of the problems with Guild Wars 2 being free is that a lot of people might feel the need to cheat on World v World because they can, you know, have a bunch of free accounts that they've got to spy on the other team. And because accounts are free and you don't have to pay for them, you know, you can just cheat practically on World versus World. But by stopping people doing that with the level 60 cap, you know, it just makes everything run a bit more smoothly, because there aren't going to be many people who are going to, you know, try their best. And as we know anyway, there's a lot of World v World cheating. So I don't think this is going to change much. So there's not really that much room to complain about it. And then there's the raids and fractal dungeons, which sounds like a cool idea. I've always wanted something extremely competitive on Guild Wars 2. The story's fun enough, the experience is fun enough, you know, all of the hearts and World v World and vistas and leveling up. Very cool. I love it. It's all dynamic. There's the one thing I love about Guild Wars 2 is that you don't have to hand in quests and you don't have to activate quests. Some quests need you to like go and pick up a shotgun from the quest giver, but usually it's just like a flowing world that you walk around and fulfill the quests that appear on the top right, and I think that's the best way to do it. But raids could be really cool. I don't know how it's going to work dynamically with all of the different classes or professions, but I think we're just going to have to see how it works and how it feels when it finally comes out. There's going to be a few things that free accounts miss out on, and that's chat restrictions. Free accounts can use local chat, but they can't use map chat. And there's restrictions to prevent people from skipping ahead to other places of the map straight away. So you have to get to level 10, and then you can move out to the areas around the starting area, which is really cool because a lot of free-to-play MMOs have the problem of botting. Basically, people just use bots and code to get characters into the game, and they'll either advertise things or they'll just try to level up the account using a bot and then sell it on later. But because people have to get to level 10, that means there's going to be less spam from different characters coming in just for the sake of it. So I don't know, what do you think? If you kind of like it, then go and give Guild Wars 2 a go. If you think it's bad, then I guess that's just something you got to deal with, because I think Guild Wars 2 is going to become a lot bigger now because it's free to play, and it's not typical free to play MMO with, you know, aggressive microtransactions, and you know, it's not like they're going to be charging you to play the actual game. anything they charge you for is just completely on the side and it's extra. I've got a bunch of other Guild Wars 2 videos. It's just me leveling up from being level 1. I'm a non-mesmer. I'm level 30 at the moment, so there's quite a few videos of me just going through the game, doing the story, doing the vistas, doing points of interests. Yeah, man, it's cool.